Back again with the next generation of Star Trek, Alex. Not very many episodes left. It's episode 16 of season 7, and we were talking about runs before, and my God, I mean, season 7, it started off really rough. But we've gotten so many great ones here that I'm back at that point where I'm like, I don't want this to end.
Yeah, I don't want it to end either. And season 7 is literally killing the next generation because Ensign Cito died.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. So just a wonderful episode, and I actually talked a little bit to Brent Spiner about season 7. He said, "Oh, season 7 was a great season, and then he said, "Oh, the finale, they really nailed the finale." And I'm just sitting there, shut up, Brent, and when he ended his sentence, I said, "Oh yeah, we haven't finished it yet, so please." He said, "Oh no, don't worry about it." So Brent's cool.
The balls of you to tell Brent Spiner not to spoil the show for you is crazy.
I said,
I respect it.
I'm like, "Oh, no spoilers, please." So
you said, "Oh, okay, motherfucker, I'll spoil it for you."
We all die.
Yeah. All right. No, that's awesome. As of recording this last weekend, Alex went and met Brent. Well, you've already met him before, but met him again.
Yeah, I got to talk to him. I just got a quick photo op with him back in December 2023, but I got to talk to John Delancey and Brent Spiner a little bit. So
awesome. So that's sweet. I still haven't met anyone, but hopefully I will be sooner rather than later. I'm going to track down their IP addresses. But we're going to get jumping into episode 16 today. Interesting.
Bridge officer's log, stardate 47.
Hey!
Bridge officers.
We have rendezvoused with Counselor Troy's shuttlecraft. She has just returned from a 3-day class reunion on Starbase 231.
No shot they're still doing class reunions.
3 days.
We gotta think everyone's out randomly in space, you know?
I like to put in a little bridge time now and then. It's tactical procedures. The truth is, I like it.
Why did you decide to become a commander? I mean, you don't need the rank in order to be chief medical officer. I started to feel like I wanted to stretch myself a little.
Commander.
Wanted to let Data know there'd be a delay in picking him up for a few days. We have orders to rendezvous with Lexington and take some medical supplies to the Turenko colony.
Damn, a few days.
So when you return from school tonight,
Whoa.
I'll be meeting with the village.
I think Deanna's getting a little bored there with her position.
You think she was suspecting Beverly there?
Oh my God. No. Well, so much for the Prime Directive.
Me going into work every day.
That's not good.
No, not at all. So obviously that was a pre-warp colony, right? So
yeah, they said pre-industrial. Not even just pre-war, pre-industrial. So they're shitting outside. That's the first thing you think?
Well, that's some nice stone buildings. Maybe they have some pots. Did Beverly seem a little sus there?
No, what do you mean?
I don't know. She's talking about, I wanted to take the night shift, and then for some reason Troy seemed almost suspecting of her, as if something's not right. Well,
no,
Data didn't respond.
No, I think Troy was just seeing Beverly and being a little bit jealous of, the fact that she's the counselor and, maybe she would want to do something similar. I think that's why she asked her about becoming a commander. I think that Troy, it makes sense, would probably have aspirations maybe to do more. I mean, I think that she would be great in that role. I've wondered that myself,
I mean, yeah, obviously when she's been forced to be put in that role, she does great. But we've never really seen her express any side of any other aspirations besides her job. So it's cool that they're doing it now.
Yeah, show's ending. Let's
Yeah.
Gotta set her up for the future, but
Right.
And then also you get a little peek into Crusher's background too, and why she even became a commander and all those things. So because I didn't know about that. I mean, we're pretty dumb when it comes to how this all works. So you guys know that. So.
Yeah, I didn't know she was a commander. I mean, I knew doctors were pretty high up there in rank just for being doctors, but I didn't know she also did a little extra training.
Gia, go home. What do you want?
Looks like he was shot or exploded.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
How about that voice effect?
Yeah.
Can you understand me?
Comm badge is gone.
My name is Garvin.
My name is Garvin.
Ask him where he's from, Father.
Gia, go on to school. I'll deal with the stranger.
Do you want to go to home or school?
Goodbye.
Just like a radioactive
Goodbye.
bomb.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Your clothes.
Colby.
Haven't seen him in a bit, I think.
Yeah, especially in TNG.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, you probably can't read that language.
Wonder what these markings mean.
Yep.
Radioactive. What does that mean?
Perhaps it is my name.
Oh, he's about to kill this entire species.
I'm breathing in the chemicals.
Oh, yes. Woo! He loves those pajamas.
That's silk clothing.
This is a much better way of communicating for you. It's far less confusing than the way you normally speak.
Did you come here for something in particular, or just general Riker bashing?
I've been thinking about taking the bridge officer's test and becoming a full commander. Do you remember when the Enterprise hit that quantum filament and I was in command on the bridge?
Hey!
Rattle more.
That a part of me missed it. Not the actual disaster.
That's what the episode is called.
Deanna, if you take the bridge officer's test, you'll have my complete support.
Hey, there we go.
But don't you remember what Kirk said? Women can't be in command.
Pretty tough judge.
And I'm a pretty good student.
Oh, so it's like an actual like test thing you have to do. So you don't even have to get promoted. I mean, it is a promotion, but it's not like it's in your control, it seems like.
Heartbeat sounds a little odd, but seems very regular.
Wonder if it's similar to the test from Rathacon.
Kobayashi Maru?
Kobayashi Maru.
Quite so, I'm sure my grandmother would have called our friend here a demon or a spirit or some sort of monster.
Damn.
Concentrate on scientific reality.
Then what do you believe I am?
You are an ice man. Aside from your memory loss, you do not seem to have any symptoms of any illness. You are an ice man.
Data the Iceman.
Mr. Radioactive?
I don't like that name. Let's call him Jaden.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, Jaden. It's like a modern name for a kid with broccoli hair today.
Broccoli hair. That is the trend.
I don't like it.
You, Iceman. Where'd you find this?
But I love the nickname Iceman. I mean, we used to say Data, ice in his veins.
Yeah.
And that was the Iceman.
The metal is malleable enough to make some jewelry.
They belong to Jaden. Do you want to sell them?
Look how dapper he looks.
I'll give you 20 Dorics for half the lot.
Agreed.
Bro, this guy could have been the reboot for Harry Mudd.
He looks familiar. Oh. Oh no, he's gonna Magneto. The Iceman has super strength.
Drops it back on his foot.
I believe the support structure on the anvil collapsed because some of the wood had rotted.
Now they're either gonna think he's a god or a witch.
Did I do something wrong, Garvin? No.
Or a Frankenstein's monster scenario.
Yeah.
People fear what they do not understand.
It's perfectly understandable. Your people probably all have great strength.
But no one has actually seen one.
Well, not to my knowledge, but
Please shut up. Shut the fuck up, please. I can't take this anymore.
some fresh air and a brisk walk will do you good.
That sounds like a good idea.
This radioactive stuff is in.
Yeah. And they're gonna blame the Iceman.
The Iceman has brought the disease from the Valorian Mountains.
Where is your mother?
She went to a beautiful place. No one ever gets sick. Do you think there's really a place like that?
Yes.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah. thinking about the Enterprise, but not really thinking about the Enterprise.
Yeah, not aware of what he's thinking of.
Yeah.
The magnetic field is starting to fluctuate.
Switch to auxiliary control.
So it's a test.
I would assume so.
Commander, the unit's beginning to...
Oh, nice.
That was cool.
You just destroyed the Enterprise.
Thank you for the encouragement.
Don't feel bad.
So what did I do wrong?
I'm afraid I can't tell you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can't say the answer.
Well, how do I know what to study if you won't tell me what I did wrong?
I don't know. I'm afraid I can't tell you that either.
Damn. I really like that because at first I'm thinking, are Worf and Geordi and everyone having to act for this? But no, it's just all in the holiday.
I love it.
Although I do have gaps in my memory, I know that fire is not an element.
That is not what you promised.
Also, he just straight up sounds like Data now.
Yeah.
I want you to give him these herbs. That will bring his fluidic temperature down.
Kind of interesting to have back-to-back episodes. I know they're different shows of, you know, a civilization without technology and someone being sick and herbs.
That's a good point, yeah.
Am I to understand Garvin's illness is spread?
That's right. And you're the cause.
That's not true.
Technically, right? They weren't sick until he got there.
Gia?
Yes. She is also beginning to show signs of the illness.
Oh, no.
The experience is recent and unusual.
Actually, Jaden, encountering you has been the most unusual
Yeah.
experience they've all shared.
You're kind of setting yourself up here, Iceman.
Shortly after you arrived, people started to become ill.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, how about the freaking unknown stones you have in the box that people are touching and passing around?
I tried to give Father his broth,
Yeah.
but he won't eat.
You have the fever.
And no one even knows what they are.
Mm-hmm. Even if it wasn't painfully obvious to us, because we know what radioactive means, I still think...
It should be pretty clear.
Yeah.
Father bought it from Scoron. Why?
May I see it? This is one of the metal fragments I sold to Skoran.
All right, piece it together.
Okay. Nice. Under the table.
I know this isn't what they did, but why am I picturing Winrick Colby under the table?
Yeah, just...
I'm actually here to tell you that I've decided to cancel the rest of your test.
What?
You've taken the engineering qualification 3 times. You're no closer to passing. This is nothing personal. Not everyone is cut out to be a bridge officer.
Because I'm not the most technically minded person on the ship? I may have trouble telling the difference between a plasma conduit and a phase inducer.
Same.
You could spend the next month memorizing all the technical manuals in the computer. I still don't think you'd pass the test.
Because of the clutch gene?
Or is this simply a test of my ability to handle a no-win situation?
There is a solution.
Then give me time to find it.
As much as I care about you, my first duty is to the ship. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Seems a bit rough.
I mean...
Totally get where he's coming from.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like 3 times and you're just like, you're done.
Thomas Riker would have passed her. We're giving her another chance.
My first duty is to the ship. Computer, log bridge officer's test.
She's got to do it herself.
Fine.
Geordi, could you repair the ODN conduit?
He would never survive the radiation.
I know that.
Yeah, I think I could.
Then do it. That's an order.
End simulation. Congratulations. You passed. You tried every alternative and then you made the hard choice. Let's get out of here, Commander.
Damn. She had to become aware of the Star Trek plot armor.
That's crazy. You gotta order someone to their death, basically.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
No. It is empirical data.
Say that again?
Yeah. Say that again?
I want a more thorough explanation of all this. and I want to examine your data in detail.
Say that again.
Wait, say that again.
Examine? Yes. That is my name. Examine.
You're the cause of this, Iceman.
Here we go.
The metal fragment which...
God. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh!
What are you?
Now that's badass.
Shit.
Hope they can get that fixed. Or if you just like that the rest of the show.
that'd be crazy.
Do not know.
Oh, do you think his entire skull is like just like that robot head like that with lights around it? Oh, that looks so weird.
Gia.
Take up the hood like Emperor Palpatine.
Damn, what great makeup effects.
Yeah.
What kind of medicine is it?
A compound I made which will neutralize the particles that are making you ill.
Just drink it.
They're gonna catch him as he's pouring it. What's he doing to our water?
He's poisoning us.
There he is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Data, just pour it.
Well, you won't succeed. I won't let you.
Damn.
How on earth is this gonna wrap up? I can't help but feel we're almost out of time here.
Excuse me.
What the fuck? Oh, she's undercover.
He would have appeared very strange. Pale skin, gold eyes.
He was your friend?
Yes, do you know him?
We killed his ass.
You saying he's dead?
They killed him because they were afraid of him. What was his real name?
Data.
Data was my friend too.
We could beam him and the probe fragments right onto the ship. No one would know.
And now they're just kind of had this mythical story of this Iceman machine that came to their village.
Or they have to blow up the planet.
I believe the surge overloaded my positronic matrix. I have no memory until this moment.
You saved an entire village from radiation poisoning.
Deanna has 3 pips now.
Oh.
I have the bridge this watch.
Have you been promoted in my absence?
That's right. Which means from now on, you can call me Sir.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. We just watched Thine Own Self, and now we're going to talk about it. But first, our whiteboard reactions. And for me, I said that the B plot should have been the A plot, and vice versa.
I can agree with that. I said, Lucille Bluth, quote, good for her, quote.
Nice.
I got her name right. Lucille Bluth? Yeah, that's
Yeah, Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Really, really liked the Commander Troy storyline. Troy becoming commander, the whole opening with her and Beverly and asking her about it, deciding to do it, the stuff with her and Riker. Really, every single scene of that storyline, there's one little complaint I have about it, and then the ending was nice. Everything with Data, C material, with a couple cool things.
Yeah, with Data, it's one of those, what if Data was on a planet and he lost his memory? Would he be able to save the day? It's just one of those, I don't know, scrapbook ideas that were just buried at the bottom of the scripts. Which is sad, because, Ronald Moore and someone else was on this. Teleplay by Ronald Moore story or whatever by someone else. So, I mean, with typical Ronald Moore fashion, we got to call back to Disaster. But in terms of everything else, I would have liked to spend more time with Troy on this story. Because I think Troy is, I think both of ours, one of our favorite characters. And anytime she's given the ball other than what they've usually giver, which is suffering. She always knocks it out of the park. And, of course, just to start from the very beginning, my dumbass just can't pick up that she can do something else besides be empathetic or sense things from other people. She was actually sensing and thinking about, oh, maybe I should do something for my career. Of course, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, what do you mean we didn't hear from Data? Well, is this a clone, or is this a copy, or has Beverly been infected with something? I can't just, look at the scene for what it is and go, nope, Beverly's just running the night shift, and that's it.
Surprising that Deanna's actually having her own emotion, not sensing others.
Yeah, not sensing others. Yeah, God, some things I just. It's amazing how just wrong intuition I can have about something, and you ended up being exactly right. But of course, looking back at it, I'm like, oh yeah, of course, that's going to be the.
I don't think it was way too out of left field what you were presenting, but because in reality, it is weird. I like that the Enterprise didn't have to Well, no, they did. They had to save him because he was buried. But it was kind of weird how they're just like, oh, he's not answering us. All right, we're leaving for a few days. It was kind of sus. So I get what you're saying. I mean, I understand it wasn't that crazy, but I understood where you're coming from.
Yeah. And then also with it cutting the Data just completely disheveled and broken voice, I thought, okay, someone infected the Enterprise, and I thought it would cut back.
Oh, yeah.
And then a fake Data would come on board. Or Laura would come on board.
I found the hook really interesting because I thought that from what we saw there, it would have been neat if it was almost like Data went down because they said a meteorite hit or something, or
a probe.
A probe hit. I was gonna think it was cool if Data went down and encountered some type of creature that took over his body, kind of like what we saw in Power Play. But instead of it being on the Enterprise, it was down on this planet where he's not possessed in the sense that it's someone else in control, but he just doesn't understand what's going on. That could have been fun. What we got with him was fine. The woman who played the old-fashioned doctor, I didn't really care for her performance, and everyone else was just bland. And I'm not huge into period piece stuff as it is, and we just had last episode in DS9 no technology. They weren't in the past or pre-civilization, but they were in that type of situation. And it's just kind of like I get it, they're different shows, but we're watching it in pure release order, so that got kind of weird. And it's just, I don't know, everything about it just felt very C material, basically what you said, which I understand when I say that. C's a positive grade. I understand when I say that it comes off why is my bar so high? But it's the episode proves with the other story in here with Troy, which was so great, that it's they know what they're doing. They know how to make a good story. And if this was just switched, if the Data one had 15-ish minutes of screen time and was just this fun little story about Data losing his memory in this old-fashioned place, and then they probably had to strip away a little bit of the heaviness of it if they didn't give it as much time. But I would have much rather have seen way more in depth in the Troy becoming a commander, especially since she's successful and gets promoted at the end. We should have gotten way more of that. That should have been the episode.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we should have just shelved the Data storyline almost completely, because as fun as it is sometimes to think about what would our characters do with certain handicaps, sometimes it's just not fun or interesting. And even with Data with his handicap of his memory loss, he pretty much immediately figures out not who he is, but all of his technical prowess is still there, and then just watching him be able to do what he's usually able to do, given the little materials. It's okay. Old-timey doctor, I can appreciate. At first, I was very worried. I'm okay, here's this. Oh, no, it's witchcraft what you're doing. But then she becomes more receptive.
Yeah, true.
I was expecting, no, this, and then she's the one who leads the Harry Mudd guy on this. But the fact that she was more than willing and able to help once people start getting sick, I was okay with it.
Well, let me clarify. I think the writing of her character was good. I just did not like her performance.
Oh, okay.
Nothing against this lady. I'm sure she's fine, but I just didn't care for the performance. I agree with you that it was actually surprising how her character ended up being an ally to Data in the end. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, I still needed a scene where Picard talking to Data. Well, we have to kill all these people. In fact, we put the radiation bricks back down there, and we eliminated the water. We have to. You know how I feel about the Prime Directive when it's convenient to me.
I like the idea, since they were able to beam them up and beam away the stones, that they're just going to have this mythical story in their civilization. Hundreds of years from now, when they become industrialized and stuff, this will be just a mythical Frankenstein-esque story.
Yeah, they were able to get with it pretty clean. Just this one girl knew about it. Kind of similar to, I was going to say kind of like Contact in a way, but not really. Because more people, obviously those people, more than just that girl experienced the legend of Jaden. It's like Janestown, but Jaden and Data. Every scene with Riker and Troy was just absolutely wonderful. From the trumpet in the beginning and their witty banter. That's what the season's really done well. Is those witty banter joke scenes with the characters. Like even earlier on when Worf and Riker were making fun about the dress suits and everything. That's what the season's done really well when they allow those moments to happen. But then someone comes along, oh, Data's on an old-timey planet, he's got to save the day. Not that interesting.
Yeah, I don't want to... You know how much I love Season 6, and I think it's the best season of all time. So I don't want to say that I would have wanted it to be different, but how Season 7 has treated these characters, they should have been treating them like this since, like, Season 4. Yeah, Season 5 at least. I mean, it's just, they are so well written now, and the show has, like, finally accepted that, like, hey, we know what these characters are. We know that they're the main part of the show that's so good. Like, let's let them just exist and breathe and have these interactions. And the only thing that sucks about it is, like, that's my favorite thing so far this season, but it just makes me kind of bitter that we don't have it the whole show, because they had the material, they had the people, they had the actors, and and the writers and everything. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but I'm glad we're getting it now finally. So that's just another thing that makes me question why someone wouldn't like this season. But yeah, my one complaint with the Troy Riker story is it needed to be. They focused the heaviness on the Data side. It should have been the Troy side. Mm-hmm. When she finally, Riker says, it just all happens too fast. Like, Riker's like, I'm canceling your test. You're not cut out for this. She looks down, has the realization, goes right to it, brings it up, says it to Geordi, and we know it's a simulation, so it can't be too dramatic, but, like, the way she just delivers it is just like, hey, that's an order, go sacrifice yourself. And he walks away, and then Riker just walks in and is like, oh, you passed. It just felt very, like, anticlimactic, and it needed to have more to it, where maybe she has the realization during the test, or something there that makes it a little bit better, because it just felt a little bit like I was really into the story, and then it was just like, oh, okay, I guess she's a commander now.
Yeah, if she figured it out while the test was going on, and there's this crazy, and like, sir, you got to do something. Time's running out. Geordi, go in there. What? Go in there and do it. And then if they did it super cinematic, where goes to black, and then you just hear Riker's voice and simulation, and like, what happened? Did you just something where it's like,
dude, I just thought of it. What if they did the simulation? She tells him to go fix it, and Worf's like, oh, it's very dangerous, and she's like, it doesn't, you got to do it. He's going in there. We see the whole process of him fixing it. Oh, she thinks I'm about to pass the test. Boom, it blows up. He dies. And she's like, oh my God, I failed again. No, you passed by sending him to his death.
With it still blowing up?
Maybe not, like, okay, maybe not the ship blowing up or whatever, but, like, him still dying by doing it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, okay, it would save the ship, but he still dies. But we actually see that happen, and she thinks, like, oh, fuck, like, I think I failed again. I lost Geordi. No, you saved the ship. Something like that. It could have been a little bit better. Because what we got just kind of felt like, yeah, we got to finish up this story. Here, just write this scene. And it kind of took away from the character, like, kind of took away from the moment of it.
Yeah, I do like her realizing the ship is first priority, but we needed her to reveal it afterwards in order for that moment to hit. Because we need to just have that moment where, sweat's dripping, time's running out, and then she has that, and then sends Geordi off, and after Riker comes in, what happened? How did you pass? And then she jokingly, ship is the first priority, pokes him in the chest or whatever. I knew,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then blah, 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 blah. And then Riker does that. Oh, you got my little hint, did you? And
yeah.
Then they start making out.
Yeah, exactly. Right there on the holodeck. Yeah, I would have liked it. Yeah, I would have liked it for it to be a very heavy moment, her to be very visibly shaken, and then Riker to reveal it to her. I understand that takes away from her realizing it, but at the end of the day, what matters is she's passing the test. She's proving that she's good, able to become a commander. So that's what matters. Mm-hmm. Maybe instead of Riker just completely canceling all of them, like coming in and being like, I'm canceling all of them, maybe he comes in and goes, "You've done this 3 times. This next test, this is it.
This is your
This
last
is
one."
your last one."
Yeah.
And then she's doing it, really, and then that's when she has it. I think there's better ways they could have done it. But at the end of the day, it is a little bit of a small nitpick because I really enjoyed that story overall, but I just wish that was the focus and it could have been very dramatic because I have way more interest and way more stakes in Deanna becoming a commander than this random story of the week with Data. But I do want to ask you this, though, because very small, very, very small part of me, but it was there. When Beverly and Riker beam down, first of all, that's cool. They get to be in costume for a second. They beam down and they start asking, did any part of you think that Data might have been dead? And like that was Data dying, not forever in the franchise, but just in this moment in season 7 of the show, and then maybe gets brought back in a movie.
No, not dead. I thought, are they really part 2ing this? They're not going to
part two. Yeah,
they're not going to part 2 this because there's definitely that moment when the other storyline is wrapped up and we're spending a lot of time on the Data one, and all you're thinking is, how Data's still on the ground. What are they going to do here? And then, we can beam him and the rocks at the same time, and then cut to him in the sickbay. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm very bad with that last 10 minutes of time. I always think there's no time left. What are they going to do? And there's been a couple times where we've been right, where this is a part 2, and then it is. So I thought,
and that was the worst part to me is when I knew there wasn't a lot of time left because the Troy story had essentially wrapped up, and Data's in the town square with this bucket of water, and then the villagers come in, and I'm like, it's like we don't have the time for all of this, and it needed to happen that way because they needed to kill him and all that. But it's like I just knew we're not getting a satisfying wrap up to these 2 stories. But I will give them credit that the Data one, at least, I wasn't convinced he was dead, but there was that small part of me that started to think, like behind the scenes think, and be like, maybe he had to do something for the rest of the season. Maybe Brent Spiner was busy, or maybe they had to write him off. I'm like, maybe they're killing his character, and I started going in that mindset, but then I thought to myself, like, no, I wasn't convinced yet. And then they do the beam up thing, but had it ended there, like it would have been quite the ending.
Yeah, them killing Data and burying him was the only way to keep the first contact bits.
Like the Prime Directive.
Yeah, the Prime Directive, because if you were to come back alive and then see him leave, and not go to the Valorian Mountains or whatever, it was the only way to keep this planet cool, I guess. And I'm gonna make 2 wrestling references here. The one, when Data's pouring the water, it was very much like going up the ladder at Money in the Bank, and you're not supposed to win.
Yeah.
You're like, someone's going to stop me. That's how I felt when he was opening up the...
Yeah, going so slow.
Yeah, and I think for a second even, he's like...
He's waiting for the cue.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Stop me.
Yeah, when you're reaching.
Yeah. Someone's going to stop me. And then the second one, in terms of... let's say you're a wrestler, you're on 2nd or 3rd, and your moves are moonsault, Finley roll, European uppercut, and then the match before you goes on, and they do all your moves. Like, oh fuck, that match did all my moves. That was the Deep Space Nine episode before this. They did an old timey story with no technology. Shit, what are we gonna do? Well, we're not changing it. We got to go out there.
Yeah, not changing it. It's too late to change it.
Too late to change it. We got to go out there.
Oh well. Yeah, absolutely. And then my last piece on it is the very end. Why have Picard in the scene? Because he's not in the entire episode. It would have been neat if he just wasn't in the episode.
Yeah, added nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's just in the last scene, really adding nothing. And I understand there's contracts and blah blah blah. And when I say these things, I'm not like I don't care. Like that's fine. I'm saying for me, watching the episode, like why it would have been neat if he just wasn't in it. It just would have been unique. But it just he's in there for the last episode, so I was like, well, okay.
If anything, there could have been an opportunity for a cute scene where, all right, it's my shift's over, time for a night crew to take over, and then both Data and Troy say yes, sir, at the same time. Look at each other and oh no, I thought I would take this shift, Data. Oh, something like that.
Or if you're going to have him in there, cute scene with Deanna and Data there at the end, you could still have that, but have a nice actual ceremonial scene for Deanna of her becoming a commander. Picard putting the pip on her, or even Riker putting the pip on her, and like having it could be 30 seconds.
Yeah, the visual being put on there.
Just a 10 forward, little ceremony.
Because I wouldn't have noticed a pip, to be honest, because I'm bad at noticing those.
And I swear to God,
next episode,
if next episode she doesn't have 3 pips, I'm gonna freak out.
All right, so now we're going over to patreon.com to read our patron takes for every single episode of Star Trek that we watch. We put up a post where you can comment your take on the episode, about a paragraph long, maybe even less. If you have any fun facts, you have a fun story about this episode, is there anything you want us to let us know? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Go over to patreon.com/targetaudience, find the patron takes post, and let us know what you think.
Ross Townsend says, does seeing Deanna go through the commander training testing up everyone's credentials, knowing Crusher completed it years ago and that Data and Geordi as second and third in command did the same, is giving every officer at Kobayashi Maru a good benchmark for command? I definitely think the test is something that should be done, and I like that idea. I always kind of liked, though, the idea that your promotions within Starfleet were basically up to your commanding officer to recommend to Starfleet and for Starfleet to approve. The idea that you take a test and it's pass-fail, and if you pass, you become commander. I mean, I'm not wholly against it, but it just seems, I mean, commander's a big deal. Like, you get 3 pips. Can anyone do it? Like, can an ensign take the test? I'm guessing not, right? But I'm guessing you have to be the rank below it, maybe. But it just seems like, I don't know. I would rather get promoted because I did something and, it's noticed by command and they recommend it and Starfleet promotes me, I feel like.
Yeah, I get that as well. I think Starfleet can recommend you, but you still got to take the test.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone should just walk up and go, yeah, here for the test. Who are you? It's definitely got to be through recommendation. And I think with all that Deanna's done on the Enterprise, both being in command during disaster, the whole Romulan situation, I think she has more than enough. And and plus, Riker, slipping a 20 to the.
Yeah. Well, and they even had that scene where Riker says, "You have my support." So I think if what I'm saying was the case, for this specific situation, I would definitely buy that Riker recommends her for that, and then she passes the test, and then Starfleet approves it. We just don't get to see any of that. It's all off screen. So that's how I'm going to headcanon it. But this episode definitely makes it seem as if you want to be a commander, study and take this test, like it's a driving test or something. And it's like, I don't really care for such like the black and white nature of that, I guess.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's true what Riker was saying about, hey, you can only take this a few many times? I mean, you can't just keep taking it and taking it. Do you think that was true?
No, I think he was making the call, like he says. I think he says to her, I didn't think you would let this go. So maybe like he knew by telling her, no, you're done, that she wouldn't stop. So maybe that was a little part of the test, but I think that it's up to, his discretion, essentially.
Because I always wonder, what's part of the test, what's not?
Yeah. It's kind of similar all the way back in Season 1, Coming of Age, when Wesley had to take that test to try to get into the academy.
Yeah. Bab says, Data must independently rediscover 20th century physics to save a medieval village is one of my favorite Trek episode premises ever. Well, I'm glad you have that.
Yeah, good for you.
It's not mine.
Not mine. Sixto says, I love what this episode represents. Growth. And especially from our female characters that get just so little of this to do. And the Data story was pretty awesome, too. Yeah, I loved the fact that, female or whatever aside, it's definitely true that Deanna and Beverly don't have much to do in the first, 4 seasons of the show. So I love that they're finally getting it here. And also just the idea of any of the characters going through growth. We don't really see, as far as our main characters, changes in their rank, changes in command, changes in their career or their personal lives. What we do see is mostly familial, like, Worf getting Alexander and things like that. So within Starfleet, actually seeing change in this show is something I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Evan Guthrie. So the final solution to the command test is ... ordering a crewman to his death. Don't get me wrong, that's that's very poignant, but it also seems like the sort of information that would have been passed around the academy, since it's basically the answer key to a final exam. Well, I don't think they're taking a commander test at the academy, but I think these are one of those things that just happen on ships. Yeah, it's one of those, it is kind of dark, grim, and just, sacrificing someone to save a ship. It seems very... I'm a little bit more of the Kirk option on this, that there is no option. You gotta cheat if you really want to save the day.
But to her credit, she even asks that. She says, "Is this one of those no-win scenarios?"
That's
without naming it, basically referencing the Kobayashi Maru. And Riker's like, "No, there's an answer."
Yeah. So I don't know. It's one of those. That's the grim reality of the world. Unfortunately, it's either we all die or one person dies.
Yeah. As far as the answer being leaked as far as, pass the commander test by, you have to send someone to their death. I can agree with that, especially since we know info spreads on the Enterprise like a freaking high school. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's all of Starfleet. But I would like to imagine that the test it's in a holodeck. So I would like to imagine that it's based on the person a little bit, or it's can kind of morph. So it's not just that simple of, you need to sacrifice your chief engineer. That's how you pass the test. I would like to think that there's more, because what about Deanna, is what she's struggling with. Just that. So maybe that's a piece of it. I would like to headcanon that it's a little bit more based on the person. Because, that's just the straight up answer key to pass the commander test, or at least that part of it. Yeah, it probably would end up just getting leaked and they'd have to change it.
Yeah, just imagine for all these ships all across the entire Starfleet base that the answer is killing Geordi LaForge. It's not sending.
It's always Geordi.
It's always Geordi.
Sepp says, the Iceman strikes again. Solid S episode and a fantastic wrestler name for Data as well.
The Iceman. With ice in his veins. Although there's no cold moment from Data here, but...
And I guess I hadn't brought it up, but the whole getting to see more of his face was cool. They showed it too much. Like when they first did it, I was like, "Oh, that's really good," and then the following scenes, it was like, "Oh, that's not great." They just showed it too much.
Yeah, you can tell his head is a bit extended a bit farther.
Yeah, you have to kind of spend your disbelief. But then when it first showed it, I was genuinely impressed. I'm like, that looks awesome.
I wish they kept that hood up and he looked, if it was like a baggier hood, and then you can see his eyes glow and he looked like, like Palpatine basically. That would look really sick.
And then even because of the darkness of the hood, if you could see the lights lighting up on the inside of the hood,
that would look great. All right. Captain G, I got the letter wrong. Captain JCH, God, I'm stupid. Against Troy, but would you really be comfortable with your commanding officer? You knew they had to retake their final exam multiple times. Here's a good quote. You know what they call the person who graduates medical school at the bottom of their class? A doctor. So,
yep. Do you ask your doctor when you go to the doctor, hey, what was your GPA?
Yeah, what was your GPA? Were you top of the class? 80 out of 100?
Yeah. Or like I compared it to a driving test earlier. You pass your driving test the first time or the 10th time, you get your license. It is what it is. I mean, that's the pass-fail system.
I mean, you can ask. I mean, it's one of those where I don't want to know.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I think that's why I more so lean into what I was saying earlier. I don't really like the fact that it's all decided based on this test. But I think it should be part of it, but I think it should be more dependent on your career and your work.
Here's my question. Are there recert tests?
Like continuing education?
Or hey, it's been a year, you got to do your recertification.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
you can't really recertify a test like this, unfortunately.
Probably not, actually. Because, I mean, how annoyed would captains get if every year, hey, you got to prove you can still be a captain. I know you've survived out in deep space with dangerous anomalies every week, but I got to take this test.
I mean, there has to be some sort of recert test, though, to be up to date on technical manuals.
They probably just have to click through a slideshow.
That's what I do in my job.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, especially with technical manuals, and then because if there's anything that changes in engineering, the captain has to be briefed on it. And now all the commanding officers. God, as much as it seems great on the Enterprise, it's probably just relearning or learning new things about technical manuals all the fucking time. I lose my mind.